Well, hello, outdoor enthusiasts, and welcome back to the Bearded Bastards Outdoors. I'm Patrick Russell, and in today's episode, we're diving into a simple project that every outdoors person, hiker, camper, hunter, should have on their persons at all times, a do-it-yourself fire kit. So stick around so I can share with you how I would start my fire making kit. Well, for those of you who are, this is your first time tuning in to my channel, I'm going to tell it how it is. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't make any money doing this. I just enjoy doing it and sharing what I do know. I don't claim to be the subject matter end-all be-all expert on anything, but I do have a lot of experience, and I do enjoy sharing it with you. So obviously there are things that I don't know, and that's okay. And that's okay. We can't know everything, but we can use the knowledge that we have. This can just be a part of your knowledge journey as you move forward. And you look at other videos where there's all these influencers and much more learned and smarter people than I am. But now with that said, so when we're talking about a survival situation, whether, we never plan on emergencies to happen. We don't go out and expect for car accidents. We don't expect to get hurt while hiking or getting lost while hunting or anything of that sort. But when we go out, we need to have it in the back of our minds to be prepared for any situation. In the military, we call these contingencies. If this, then that, right? If I get hurt, this is what I do. If I get lost, this is what I do. If it's cold, this is what I do, right? And there's a lot of what ifs out there. And so when it comes into the what ifs in the contingency planning, we have primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency planning. And you always start with your primary. And your primary is the most obvious solution to the problem, and then you work your way down. When it comes to survival, you have priorities of work. Now, these priorities of work doesn't mean you have to go one right after the other. Situation dictates, right? But in order to be prepared, in order to pack ahead and plan for these contingencies, these priorities of work will help you keep them more focused. And so the first priority of work is fire making, because without fire, you can't cook food, you can't signal, you can't purify water, you can't stay warm, you can't fend off against predators, you can't whatever, right? And also the psychological impact that a fire has, where it gives you this sense of security, right? So today we're going to be focusing on something that you start in your home. I'm doing this in my home, and I'm not doing it outside because it's negative holy cow outside. I hope all of you people out there are staying, records being broken all over the country. Hope you guys are keeping warm. I'm a northern implant into the south, and I know that a lot of people don't like the winter down here, but I'm the crazy guy that's out here in shorts and Crocs, but I'm also the one who's dying in August cutting my grass, and from the pollen. Again, this is just a simple kit with simple items. We can go in a million different directions on what else to put in there, what you would do, how you would do it, and I trust you, the YouTube viewer, to tell me all of the things that I'm forgetting and all of the things that you would do differently. But because we're here to learn, drop those in the comments. If there's something that can be done better, absolutely put it in the comments. If there's something that you would include, absolutely put that in the comments. Okay, so starting with our container, we need something that's going to be waterproof for obvious reasons. We don't want water to mix with our fire making material. So for me, I'm choosing a pill bottle. I got 1,000 of these laying around the house. One of the perks to being a disabled vet. No shortage of pill bottles. But I mean, you can use anything that's watertight. I mean, you can use a Gatorade bottle for the same reason, or for the same thing. You can use a Ziploc bag. So when it comes to our contingency planning, primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency, obviously, so let's go ahead and pack. Let's go ahead and make sure our items are packed accordingly. Okay, primary, of course, I have a lighter. Now, what I do with this lighter is I prepare this lighter, and basically all I do to prepare it is I just take off the child-proofing spring thing. That would make it, when it's cold out, a lot easier to light. I make a lot of TikToks and videos of alternate ways to make fires, and people are like, well, I would just use a lighter. Well, duh. That's why this is a primary, because this is the easiest way to go. Alternate is I have these matches. Now what's cool about these matches is these are the matches that you strike them, they get wet and they relight, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate that real quick just so you see what I mean. So we got a cup of water right here. Go ahead and strike it. Okay. So we can agree that it's lit, it's burning, and then it reignites. Okay, so very cool. And if you want a fun little project, you can make these at home with just dipping your matches into wax, but I'm not gonna do that on this video or else we'll be here all day. And then contingency would be my ferro rod. You can get these for a few bucks, right? Untwist there, and then your striker untwists right here, okay? Very compact and easy to use ferro rod. And then for emergency can really just be whatever. I got a piece of flint and I got a piece of steel right here. Strikes okay. For the reason that while we are out and about, we're always looking for, at least me and I know some other guys would agree, we're always looking for like material that we can char, because char is going to make fire making significantly easier. So one thing that I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go ahead and process some tinder with my jute twine. This is just going to be a single bundle that I'm going to put inside of the bottle just to get me started. So I just cut off a little bit of jute twine here. Now the jute you can get Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Lowe's, really easy to find. If you are more adventurous, you can even make your own. This is just nothing but simple grass fibers that you can go out and collect long strands of grass or cedar bark and make the same thing. And all you would do is you just process it into fine strands like I'm doing here. So then the embers have small material to collect on and to start burning. We can't start with big, we have to start with small. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, is they just throw logs and sticks together and they go, why is my fire not starting? Well, you have to start small. You gotta think this ember is itty bitty and it needs stuff to collect onto so that it can grow. You feed the ember. And that's all this is. And that's all the tinder bundle is. And I have a whole video on how to make a tinder bundle that I'll drop a link onto the screen somewhere and into the description on how I make, in an ideal circumstance, a perfect tinder bundle. So I got all my jute twine, and this is just so easy. This stuff you can just do at home. So easy. Pulling it apart, again, getting it down to its finest bit of strands. And then, I mean, this is a lot. I mean, you can take this much out of it and you still have some left over, right? But again, this is an emergency fire kit. So this is just something to quickly get your hands on so that you can make a fire. And then I'm gonna shove that in. And I can make more, no big deal. That's not like that's the maximum size. You can obviously make more. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and put my ferro rod in. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lighter in. And so I choose a container that can fit all of these things, right? Because it would be kind of dumb not to. And then I'm gonna take a few matches. Okay, those are a little too long. That's okay, because we really only need this little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and break these. There we go. And you know what? Why not just put these in there? Okay. So we got everything, and then lastly, I'm gonna put a piece of sandpaper in there for the matches, for obvious reasons. Just 120 grit, nothing crazy. Roll so the grit is on the inside so I don't accidentally spark, okay? Now I got that small little kit. Okay, we're watertight, baby proof, for those who think that's important. Now, I'm gonna get the outside of my bottle prepped. And to do that, take about an arm's length of duct tape. And I'm just going to get on here, start wrapping. Get it on here and start wrapping. Now the duct tape, because of the material that it's made of, it can be on the outside. It doesn't really matter. It's still going to light, and it's still going to burn. And again, this can be just as much as you want. I just grabbed an arm's worth because when you use it, you really only need like this much. And this is for emergencies. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn the end down, so I have a quick pull, quick release, pull tab, whatever you want to call it. And there you go. Then lastly, I'm gonna take my jute twine here. I'm gonna pull out a whole bunch. I mean, you saw that a little bit goes a long way, so I don't need an exorbitant amount. This is just for emergencies. I'm just going to wrap it. Now to wrap it, I'm going to create a loop, okay? Just like so. Just like so. And then I'm going to start wrapping. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn it on to itself and just start wrapping. When I get to the end, we will feed it through that loop and then pull it tight. And then you can go ahead and give yourself a little knot here just to make it clean. And again, if this was an emergency situation, you have your bundle already in the container and you have your duct tape. So if you're worried about fidgeting with this knot, it's whatever at that point. I mean, you can easily just cut it. Now, I'd love to hear how you would use these skills, or how you would use these items, or even what you would add to this to make it even more efficient. Building a simple fire kit like this is just the beginning. This isn't the end all be all. It's just some easy around the house things that you can use. Let me know in the comments what's in your fire kit and if you enjoyed this video. If you did find this video to be somewhat valuable, go ahead and hit that like button, mash that subscribe button for me, please, as it helps to grow the channel, of course. And then look in the description to click the links so that you can join our growing Facebook community or just join our Facebook page. Be a part of our ever-growing community where I do giveaways, do fan engagements, and interviews and such. But from the bottom of my heart, thanks for watching Bearded Bastards Outdoors channel. We'll catch you on the next video, and remember to prepare, train, and survive.